Please welcome Kumar from IOTA Foundation.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Thanks a lot for PyChain, the first, I think, Python blockchain conference, right? We're going to learn today a little bit about what NFTs about minting native NFTs on Shimmer and what exactly Shimmer network is. Feel free to keep bringing in your questions on the, I think it's the main stage chat for this one, and we'll take it up towards the end. The format we'll go through will be a little bit about, right? So we'll go through like about me a little bit, and then we'll go through introduction, the Shimmer introductions. We'll go through architecture of how it all works out. And then we'll see a little bit about Shimmer in action. We'll just look at some code and how to exactly mint NFTs. And then in the end, we can do a little bit of Q&A. All right, with that, just trying to find that channel. Great. So good evening, everyone, and good morning if you are coming from the US side of the planet. So my name is Kumar Anirudha, but you can call me just Ani for short. I am a developer advocate at IOTA Foundation, and I've been working in Python since quite a while. Love Python across. Also run unorganized Python meetups in Bangalore, India. India is where I'm from right now. And I've been working in blockchain for a while as well, and working on IOTA as well for a while. But recently I joined the IOTA Foundation, and I've been working very closely on the Shimmer project and the IOTA 2.0 project at the same time. I've been working on other startup before this, and have been an avid community enthusiast and very excited for the entire space as a whole. Unfortunately, haven't really seen much on Python, right? Most of the applications that we see are JavaScript based, and that's where most of the developers live from, right? So we're going to look a little bit about first what exactly is Shimmer, and then we'll go through towards more details into how to mint and so on. So a little bit about what exactly is Shimmer. Shimmer is a new network that got recently released like a few months ago by IOTA Foundation. And it's a DAG, it's not exactly a blockchain. So the difference will come in a little bit. But the important thing is that it essentially can be infinitely scalable and all that, but also it's actually feeless. So it's, you can create and mint native tokens in there itself as a layer 1. And there's a layer 2 also, which is coming up very, very soon, which will have the IOTA smart contracts protocol running, and we can run various smart contracts on top of it. Right now, it's supposed 2 types of VMs. One is the WASM VM, which is the WebAssembly VM. I think you might have also seen the previous some of the talks on other projects, which is also working on similar WASM-based ecosystem. So with WASM VM, you can write your smart contracts in Rust, in Go, and TypeScript, and you compile it into WASM and then deploy it. And EVM, obviously, you're already aware of with Solidity. Viper, hopefully, we will have not tested personally, but I seem to realize that I sort of missed out. And today, I just remember that, oh, wow, there's a very active coding framework also available, which is in Python. So it's very exciting. We will also test it out and see if that works out. But hopefully it does, because most of the EVM stuff anyway works, but what we have seen so far. So Shimmer will be sort of like the staging network for the IOTA, which so all the latest updates or upgrades will first appear on the Shimmer network, and then it will go on to the IOTA mainnet as well. The Shimmer mainnet is live right now. You can try it out, but let's move on. So the basic difference between literally acyclic graph and blockchain is linear, right? So to get accepted, you'll have to keep attaching to the end node, and that's where the the proof of work and all the energy spent is gets more and more, right? So the more the number of nodes or the transactions become, the more the blocks there are, the slower the network gets over time. And then so we have various scaling solutions today which are trying to solve these issues. As compared to what directed acyclic graph comes from, you can find a node and then you will have to sort of verify 2 or more transactions to get accepted yourself onto the graph. And also it's very helpful in terms of when it comes to widespread applications from offline chains and then getting reattached and so on at some point. There are obviously pros and cons to both, however you see it, but DAG is what IOTA is based on, the Tango and Shimmer now. And with IOTA 2.0, there's coming around with a decentralized consensus algorithm as well. So it will be completely decentralized, and we'll have smart contracts available as well, which was not the case so far. Very excited for this change. Just looking at the architecture of how sort of it looks on layers around with. The base layer is obviously the layer 1, where the Shimmer network is, and where all the actual transactions are stored. This is a UTXO based chain. So if you are aware of coming from Bitcoin ecosystem, you might be already aware of the word. We will not go deeper into the cons part. So we'll share you resources where you can learn more about this, and from the wiki, of course. And if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk more about it. But what it gives around is a second layer, which is a smart contract chain layer, right? And above that, your application lies. Obviously, your application can also talk to the base layer directly as well. If your application doesn't need to integrate smart contracts, they want to just talk with the base layer, that can also be done. And we will see also, what are things we can do with there. But the second layer is primarily where the smart contracts will lie. So various, EVM and Shimmer EVM, which is the EVM the chain, which is also coming on. This part is obviously changed, so it will you can take analogy from a blockchain itself. So this what we just discussed around the entire thing. This has been put together in here, and we'll share the slides as well, so you can obviously take a look later on. You can do, like, the first question that arises is like, what you find if the smart contracts on layer 2, what all we can do on layer 1, right? So you can do a lot of things on layer 1 without the smart contracts. There's a standard which is going around for native NFTs as well, which is kind of like which is kind of very exciting stuff that we are working on right now, and might be very useful for particularly for starting from DeFi's to the metaverse and the gaming industry as well. And we are seeing some applications, very exciting applications coming around and building on that. And we'll see how to do that in a while. You can obviously do tokens and the native tokens and transfer and transactions around it is obviously possible on other networks and chains as well. And yeah, of course, when the layer 2 comes in, you can still, it's still anchored onto the layer 1, right? So you can still manage some aspects of the transferring of tokens part with the L2 chains as well. We will not get into the deeper of this because there's short amount of time, but we will cover this. We are going to cover this soon in the regular education plan, the Shimmer education plan that we are going on. It's going on the IOTA Discord right now, or Shimmer Discord. Particularly on layer 2, you can run multiple other things. So I'll leave this data to you for you to come back and read more upon. We'll move along. What are the development tools that is available? So there are tons of libraries which is already available. You can try using them. Python libraries are available as bindings to the client library and the wallet library. To run nodes, you can use Hornet, and for smart contracts and CLI tools and so on. All right, let's see some code. So the first place to get started Hopefully the screen is still visible. If not, please do let me know. The first thing that you see is you should get started is the wiki, which is the wiki.iota.org. And from here, drop down, you can just click on Shimmer. And when you go here, you'll find yourself at this place where you'll have a lot of different libraries and frameworks to go through. So today we will just go through wallet.rs, right? And you can just go to getting started on Python. Right now, the binding is not available or is not released. So we will have to, clone this repository and run the example right from here. So we'll build this. So we will have to just, build this itself. And you're seeing how to build that. Because of the short of the time, I have already built it and kept it ready. So we will just go around and start this. I'm going to delete my previous. I'm going to delete my previous created stuff, the wallet that I created, so that we can just see from scratch what's happening. Right? All right, now if we just do, so I have already installed Python in this one. I'm using virtual environment right now. You can use Poetry, you can use multiple different things, whatever you feel like. This is what I'm using, and it's being served from my local right now. But once the library is available publicly, you can just install using pip. So for this example, we'll just go through a very quick example. Firstly, we'll have to create an account. And while it is creating, it actually takes very soon. And what's exactly it's doing is you have to give a mnemonic. This is obviously very secretive. Don't share it across. Right now, it's a test. And some password. These are all the two things that you need. And your seed is never disclosed ever. That is being secured by Stronghold. What is Stronghold? It's another something that you need to obviously learn about. You can go back to the wiki and check it out. This is the Shimmer coin type, obviously, and that's your account is created. Once an account is created, you can generate different addresses inside that account, right? So what does that mean? So account is sort of like the wallet, and addresses, the addresses. So you can have multiple addresses in the same wallet. The only thing is, so we just generated one address right here. And then we can just check the balance of this as well and see if that is working. And we see that. So it works as a UTXO layer, right? So you have to take care of the remainder part as well. So for example, you have 100 tokens in one of your addresses, and you're transferring, let's say, 90 tokens. The 10 tokens will also have to be transferred to a different address. You have to create another address of yourself and then transfer to that. Sort of like the what the UTXO model works. I would really encourage everyone to dig deeper into UTXO. But yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Check the balance. What's stuck? I believe most of the functions are already available, so don't have to do much in here. All right, if you want to generate more than one address, you can just add 10 addresses and it'll sort of generate 10 addresses. It's ideally very useful to do that. All right, I'm sort of running out of time, and this is. But you cancel that and redo it. Terminal is stuck. I did realize that it might be a little. All right. I'll try to run the mint NFT example directly, because why not? Now, to mint an NFT, all you have to do is put it in a JSON format, and you'll have to give a URI. So right now I'm using NFT.storage. You can use this as well. And the standard to give the JSON is in this tip, which is the Tangle Improvement Proposal. Feel free to go through it. The wallet that you can use for IOTA is the Firefly wallet. For Shimmer, this is the Firefly Shimmer. So once you have the URI from here, you can just place it in here, give something. And the best part is that you can mint as many NFTs as you want. Just put it into an array format or a JSON format, and you can keep going. So let me just try to do it in, let's say, 5, and we'll try to do that. If the network works, it should be just would work just fine. All you have to do is pass into the mint NFTs and all the outputs. And what it should do is it should give us like an entire object, right? All right, so it gave us an object here, and we got a transaction ID right here. So now if you want to send to somebody, you have to just give that transaction ID, that transaction ID as the NFT ID, followed by the index of it. So right here in this one, we minted only one NFT, right? So the index will be 0. And the important thing is to also follow. This is also being encoded into something called as the little eddy encoding. And you have to just pass, let's say it's zeros, right? So you have to pass the first one, right? And once you do this, you have to pass through all the 4 zeros. So ultimately, the final thing in like which address you want to send it to, and this followed by 4 zeros, and that's all you need to send to somebody. If there is someone in here with an active Shimmer address, would happily send you this minted NFT. Otherwise, what you can do is also look into this in the API. This in the Shimmer network. All right.
Thank you,
Should be
Ani.
there somewhere.
Thank you, Ani. We have like 3 minutes until we close, so hopefully we can get in some questions. If not, you can check us out in the face-to-face.
That sounds good. Let's get some questions while I'm just closing this.
You can to
right. So just to close in like 1 more minute. To where to go from here, if you want to learn more, just go into check out the wiki, check out all the build and smart contracts and the governance forum. And yeah, let's take some questions.
All right. That was great. You were into it.
I suppose the timing was a little off for me.
Yes. Okay, well, we can always continue in the face-to-face, but again, thank you so much, Ani, for your amazing presentation on deploying NFTs on Shimmer, and stay tuned for more in this introduction track.
Thank you so much.